Hello wonderful people and a warm welcome to Sunny Stories. I'm so thrilled you have chosen to spend some time with us today. We have something very special, something truly thought-provoking to explore together. We are going to open the pages of a book that has left a lasting mark on the world. A book that challenges us and makes us look at our own lives, our own world, a little differently. It's a story that, once you encounter it, really stays with you, prompting reflection long after you've finished reading. The book we are diving into is called 1984. Perhaps you have heard its title whispered or seen its striking cover. It was written many years ago by a very insightful author, but even though time has passed, its message, its warnings, and its questions feel more relevant today than ever before. It paints a picture of a future that is, in many ways, quite frightening. A future where freedom is a distant memory, and truth is whatever the powerful say it is. Together we are going to journey into this world. We will meet the people who live there. We will see how they cope, how they struggle, and how some dare to dream of something more. We will talk about the big ideas in this book, the ones that make you stop and think. And importantly, we will connect these ideas to our own lives, to the world we see around us right now. This is more than just a story, it is a mirror. So I invite you to get comfortable, open your mind, and open your heart. Let's embark on this exploration of 1984 together. This is a story that will stir your soul, ignite your curiosity, and perhaps even inspire you to see the power you hold within yourself. It's a journey worth taking, and I'm so happy we are taking it together, right here, on Sunny Stories. Let's begin. Now, before we step into the world of 1984, let's talk a little about the man who created it. The author's name was George Orwell. That was actually his pen name. His real name was Eric Arthur Blair. He was an English writer, born a long way from England in India way back in 1903. His life experiences deeply shaped his views and his powerful writing, leading him to craft stories that served as both reflections and profound warnings for humanity. George Orwell was not someone who just sat in a room and imagined things. Oh no. He lived a life full of experiences that showed him the harsh realities of the world. He saw poverty up close. He witnessed injustice with his own eyes. He fought in wars. And all these experiences made him think very deeply about power. He became very concerned about how governments, or any group with too much power, could try to control people's lives, and even their thoughts. He wrote 1984 towards the end of his life, and it was published in 1949. Think about that time. The world had just been through terrible wars. New kinds of governments were emerging, some very controlling. Orwell wrote this book as a warning. He wanted to show what could happen if society went down a dangerous path. If people weren't careful, if they gave up their freedoms, this dark future could become real. His own strong belief in truth, in fairness, and in the importance of individual freedom shines through in his work. He saw how language could be twisted to hide the truth. He saw how people could be made to believe lies. 1984 was his way of saying, wake up, pay attention, don't let this happen. And that powerful message is why we are still talking about him and his incredible book today. So let's step into the world George Orwell created. The story of 1984 takes place in a country called Oceania. Now, Oceania isn't a country like we know today. It's one of 3 enormous superstates that control the entire world. And these superstates, Oceania, Eurasia, and Eastasia, are always at war with each other. Or at least that's what the people are told. This constant state of conflict keeps everyone on edge and helps the rulers maintain control. The story is set in London, which is a major city in Airstrip 1, a province of Oceania. But this isn't the London of beautiful parks and bright red buses that you might imagine. No, this London is a grim, decaying place. Buildings are crumbling, there are shortages of everything, food, clothing, even razor blades. A layer of gray dust seems to cover everything, and the mood is just as gray. It's a place where hope seems to have withered away, replaced by fear and suspicion. The year is supposed to be 1984, but time itself feels uncertain and manipulated in this world. For the ordinary people, life is a constant struggle. They live in rundown apartments, eat tasteless food, and wear drab, uniform-like clothing. There is no privacy, no joy, no real personal life to speak of. Everything is controlled, everything is rationed, and everyone is watched. It's a stark existence, designed to crush the human spirit and ensure obedience. Imagine living in a place where you can't trust anyone, where children are encouraged to spy on their parents, where expressing the wrong opinion, or even having the wrong look on your face, could lead to your disappearance. This is the chilling reality of Oceania. Orwell painted this bleak picture not to depress us, but to make us think about the value of freedom, the importance of joy, and the things we must protect in our own societies. In this world of Oceania, who is in charge? The answer is the party. The party is the all-powerful government, the organization that controls every single aspect of life, and at the very top, the symbolic leader of the party is a figure known as Big Brother. His face, with its dark eyes and heavy mustache, is everywhere. On posters, on coins, on television screens, he is the face of total control. The most famous phrase from the book, one you might have heard, is, "Big Brother is watching you." These words are on those posters under that piercing gaze. And it's not just a slogan, it's the literal truth in Oceania. People are constantly monitored. There are hidden microphones and cameras. Neighbors might be informants. Even your own children might report you for saying something against the party. There is no escape from this constant surveillance. A key tool of this surveillance is something called the telescreen. Imagine a television that you can never turn off. And not only does it broadcast party propaganda, news, and exercise programs, but it also watches and listens to you in your own home. The party can see what you're doing, hear what you're saying, even monitor your facial expressions. This constant observation is designed to make sure no one steps out of line, not even for a moment. And the party's control goes even deeper than actions and words. They want to control thoughts. They have a terrifying police force called the Thought Police. Their job is to find and punish thought crime. What is thought crime? It's thinking anything that goes against the party's ideas. Even a rebellious thought, if detected, can lead to arrest, torture, and vaporization, meaning you disappear, and all records of your existence are erased. This is the ultimate control. Now let's meet the main character of our story. His name is Winston Smith. Winston is about 39 years old. He works for the party, in one of its ministries. On the outside, he tries to appear like a loyal party member. He does his job, and he participates in the public rallies. But inside, Winston is different. He's starting to feel a deep sense of unease, a quiet rebellion brewing within his heart. Winston has these faint, fragmented memories of a time before the party. A time when life might have been different, perhaps freer. He questions the party's version of history, the things they claim are true. He feels this desperate need to understand what is really happening and what has happened to the world. This desire for truth, for genuine understanding, sets him apart. He's just so tired of the lies, the control, the bleakness of his existence. One day, Winston commits a dangerous act of rebellion. He buys a beautiful old blank book and begins to write a diary. In Oceania, this is a terrifying risk. Keeping a private record, expressing your own thoughts and feelings, is a form of thought crime. But Winston needs an outlet. He needs to express his doubts, his frustrations, his small hopes. His diary becomes his secret place, his personal act of defiance against Big Brother. Winston feels terribly alone in his silent rebellion. He looks around at the faces of other people, wondering if anyone else feels the same way. Does anyone else hate Big Brother and the party? He dreams of finding others, of joining some secret resistance. His journey in 1984 is the story of this one man's struggle to reclaim his mind and his humanity in a world that wants to crush both. He is searching for truth in a world of lies. As Winston continues his quiet rebellion, something unexpected happens. He meets a young woman named Julia. Julia also works for the party in the fiction department. At first, Winston is suspicious of her. She seems like a zealous party supporter. But then, she secretly slips him a note that says, "I love you." This one small act changes everything for Winston, igniting a dangerous and forbidden affair. Julia, it turns out, also despises the party. But her rebellion is different from Winston's. Winston is concerned with the big picture, with truth and history. Julia is more interested in small, personal acts of defiance. She enjoys breaking the rules, finding ways to experience pleasure and individuality in a system that tries to stamp them out. Their connection is built on this shared hatred of the party and their desire for human feeling. Their love affair is incredibly dangerous. The party actively discourages love and loyalty between individuals. They want all loyalty to be directed towards Big Brother and the party itself. Romantic love, private joy, these are seen as threats. So Winston and Julia must meet in secret. They find hidden spots in the countryside or a rented room above an old shop, desperate for moments of freedom and intimacy away from the ever-watchful telescreens. Their relationship becomes their ultimate act of rebellion. It's a personal, human protest against the party's cold, dehumanizing control. In their stolen moments together, they feel alive, they feel human. Their love is a tiny flame of warmth and hope in the overwhelming darkness and oppression of Oceania. It shows us that even in the most terrible circumstances, the human need for connection, for love, for a life of one's own, can still find a way to fight back. Winston Smith's job gives us a chilling insight into how the party maintains its power. He works at a place called the Ministry of Truth. Now, doesn't that sound like a place where truth would be honored and protected? But in the world of 1984, words often mean the opposite of what they seem. The Ministry of Truth, or Mini-True in Newspeak, the party's simplified language, is actually concerned with lies. Its main job is to rewrite history. Day after day, Winston sits at his desk and alters old newspapers, books, and documents. If the party makes a new promise, or changes its mind about an enemy, or if someone falls out of favor, the past must be changed to match the present. All records are updated, the old versions are destroyed. This means that the party's version of events becomes the only version. The real past is erased, forgotten. It's a constant, ongoing process of falsification. Why does the party go to such lengths? Because, as their slogan says, who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. By controlling every piece of information, by rewriting history to suit their needs, the party ensures that its power can never be challenged. If there is no true record of the past, how can anyone prove the party is lying? How can anyone learn from past mistakes or successes? They can't. Imagine if everything you learned in school, everything you read in books, could be changed overnight, and everyone would have to pretend that the new version was always the truth. This is the terrifying power of the Ministry of Truth. It highlights how information can be manipulated, how truth can be suppressed, and how vital it is to have access to accurate, unbiased information. It's a powerful warning about the dangers of letting anyone have complete control over the story of our lives. You might be thinking, this book was written so long ago, it's just a scary story. Why does it still matter to us, here and now in 2025? Well, my friends, the incredible thing about 1984 is that its themes, its warnings, are more relevant today than perhaps even George Orwell could have imagined. It's like he had a crystal ball, showing him the challenges future generations would face. Think about the idea of Big Brother is watching you. In Orwell's book, it was telescreens and spies. Today we live in a world filled with technology. We have CCTV cameras on many streets, our smartphones track our locations, our online searches and social media activity are constantly monitored and collected. While much of this is for convenience or security, 1984 makes us ask, how much surveillance is too much? And who is watching the watchers? And what about the Ministry of Truth, rewriting history? Does that sound familiar? Today we talk about fake news, disinformation, and propaganda. We see how information can be twisted online, how stories can be fabricated to influence people's opinions, or to hide uncomfortable truths. Orwell's novel warns us about the importance of critical thinking. It urges us to question what we read and hear, to seek out different sources, and to fight for access to factual, unbiased information. The book also explores how language can be used to control thought, through concepts like newspeak, which aim to narrow the range of thought. We see today how political language can sometimes be used to obscure meaning or to demonize opponents. 1984 is a powerful reminder to cherish our freedom of speech, our right to dissent, and the importance of a diverse and open exchange of ideas. It teaches us to be vigilant in protecting these freedoms because they can be eroded slowly, almost without us noticing. 1984 is indeed a dark and often unsettling story. It shows us a world where humanity is suppressed, where truth is a casualty, and where power corrupts absolutely. But, and this is so important, it is not a story without hope. Hidden within its shadows is a powerful message about the resilience of the human spirit. It's about the enduring, unquenchable need for truth, for love, and for freedom, even in the face of overwhelming oppression. Winston Smith, for all his flaws and his ultimate fate, represents that spark of defiance. He dared to question, he dared to feel, he dared to search for truth in a world built on lies. His struggle, however small it might seem against the might of the party, is a testament to the courage it takes to think for oneself. His journey reminds us that every individual voice, every act of questioning, every insistence on reality matters deeply. So, what can we, living in our own complex world, take away from Orwell's vision? It's a call to awareness, a call to be mindful of how power operates, how information is shared, and how our freedoms are protected or threatened. It encourages us to value critical thinking, to engage in thoughtful discussion, and to never take our liberties for granted. We must be active participants in safeguarding a society where truth can flourish. The ultimate message of 1984 for me is about the profound power of truth and the individual's mind. We must cherish our ability to think freely, to seek knowledge, and to speak our truth, even when it's difficult. This story, born from a warning, becomes an inspiration to be vigilant, to be courageous, and to always hold on to what is real and true. We hope this exploration on Sunny Stories has illuminated its importance. If you found this journey insightful, please do like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more stories that aim to uplift and enlighten.